Good morning. Sorry. So good morning. To get in there and get some breakfast. Farmer to come up and give her invocation, please. Thank you.
Good morning. As I give thanks this morning for the obvious, I'd like to give thanks for doodads. And I play the age card and admit that when you want to know how to make something work, ask somebody 25 or 30 years younger than you. So with that, let us pray. Father, as we look out on this I guess now fall morning, we give you our thanks for these good, strong hills, this place that we call home here in the lap of the Appalachians. I give you thanks, Father, for the beauty of this place and for the strength of this place as exhibited by those persons in this room who represent businesses and industry and education, government, healthcare. I give you thanks for all of that, Father. And I join my hearts with these, my brothers and my sisters, in fellowship of a good meal, for which we give you thanks also and ask your blessings. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Thank you, Barbara. We have a special presentation this morning from Israel O'Quinn. I think he's back here in the back. I don't know if Todd is here this morning, Todd Pillion. I think it's just Israel, so we'll have Israel come on up. And before I forget, just remember, we do have that little gift card, the little business card exchange, so make sure you get your business cards out here in just a little bit. Come on up, Israel. Thank you.
Well, good morning. It is certainly an honor for me to be able to be here today for a special presentation. We're here today to commend Leadership Washington County, and I know many of you have been through this program. If you've been through the program or you've had someone from your company go through the program, could you raise your hand? Yeah, that's about what I figured. We've always had great participation. And many of you may know or you may not know that Leadership Washington County has now been in existence for 25 years, and that's certainly a milestone worth celebrating and commending. And I know the Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors, certainly the Fireballs, the program sponsors, they go out of their way to make sure that this program is informative, that it's fun, and that everyone gets something out of it. And I know that personally we always look forward to their visit every year to the Capitol. I don't know if they look forward to coming there as much as we look forward to having them, but nonetheless we certainly do enjoy having them there. So during this year's General Assembly session, we passed House Joint Resolution number 216 commending Leadership Washington County on 25 outstanding years. And I'll hit just a few of the highlights of this, and then we're going to have Barry come up and accept this on behalf of Leadership Washington County. But a few of the highlights: Leadership Washington County was launched in 1993 to help aspiring leaders enhance their dedication to service, establish a networking system, and learn about the social, economic, and political institutions in their community. Participants attend a series of 18 sessions that take place from September through April. During each session, they meet with local leaders in business, government, media, and education to discuss challenges in their community. Graduates from the previous sessions of Leadership Washington County include professionals from the public sector, from banking, real estate, healthcare, and manufacturing. And for the last quarter century, Leadership Washington County has informed and inspired scores of developing leaders, many of whom have gone on to be forces for positive change in their community. Be it resolved that the House of Delegates and the Senate concurring that the General Assembly commend Leadership Washington County on the occasion of its 25th anniversary. So Barry, if I could get you to come on up here, we'd like to present this resolution to you all in celebration of 25 outstanding years and for the work that you put into it, as well as the work that the Chamber of Commerce and everyone puts into this great program. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm usually shy about trying to say anything, but actually I'm a little bit surprised because I had no idea this was happening. And I don't think Nancy did either, so we appreciate everybody. And it's been 25 years now. I want you to know that I wasn't old enough to be in charge of this thing when it started, but later on, about 20 years ago, is when I got involved with the program. So thanks for everybody, and the great thing is I think hopefully you all have had as much fun as I have doing this program. We thank our sponsors, our hosts, and our session sponsors also. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that special presentation. I don't know how they snuck that by Nancy at the Chamber of Commerce, but it's always fun to give someone a surprise. So, I had the great pleasure of introducing Dr. Gene Couch, I guess. He is a native of Southwest Virginia, born in Abingdon, and grew up on the farm in Castlewood. Dr. Gene Couch, Jr. officially became the 6th president of the Virginia Highlands Community College on July the 1st, 2014. He is a graduate of the community college. In 1982, he graduated from Southwest Virginia Community College and later earned a bachelor's degree in allied health from North Carolina's Mars Hill College. Additionally, he holds a master's and an education specialist degree in educational administration, two-year college from Western Carolina University. He also holds a doctorate degree in educational leadership from ETSU. He has an extensive career in education, serving more than 30 years in various administrative capacities of Southwestern Community College in Silva, North Carolina, and at Almanance Community College in Burlington, North Carolina, until his return in Southwest Virginia. Dr. Couch and his wife, Judy, have 2 sons and 1 grandson. Jared, a 4th-year medical student at LMU, lives in Abingdon with his wife, Alyssa, and their new son, Henry. Jordan is pursuing a law degree at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. A special presentation by the Virginia Highlands Community College. Thank you all for sponsoring the breakfast, and welcome, Dr. Couch.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to come and talk about the great things that are happening at Virginia Highlands Community College. Frequently, I use the term that Virginia Highlands is a special place with a special promise. And to have a special place, you have to have special people. And I'd like to recognize we have a board member with us. Mr. Tony Miller is with us. Thank you for your support of the college. And also we have, in case I missed somebody, we have 2 members of our foundation who also support our work at the institution. That's Mr. Dale S. Cook, our foundation chair, and Roberta Looney back there. Thank you for your support of the college. We also have our leadership team, Dr. Thomas, Laura Pennington, Chris Fields, and Robert Phillips with us today as well. And we'll hear more about those folks later. Fall semester is always an exciting time where new possibilities are for students that come to the college and looking forward to realizing educational goals. It's always kind of a tussle between what's your favorite day of the year. Is it graduation? Which this past May, we graduated 477 students with 654 credentials here in this building at the Higher Ed Center, David, the owner of this building. And so that puts us over 13,000 graduates as an institution. Or is it fall semester when new students are coming back and everybody's excited and, you know, energy and fresh faces and all those kinds of things. But at either rate, it's a great time to be at the college. I want to spend a few minutes talking about some updates, some things that are happening. We have some new programs for the fall. And one of the things at a community college, one of the hallmarks of community colleges is to try to make sure our programs are current and relevant and kind of cutting edge. And we try to make sure that we've got the programs that match the needs of our community. We did add a practical nursing program this year. We haven't had that. We've had, obviously, certified nursing assistant, and we have a strong nursing program. And it's kind of we expanded our nursing program last year, and we do that in conjunction with our sister institutions, Mountain Empire and Southwest. And we have 480 students in our nursing program. And on our campus, we have approximately 200 students in nursing, and so business is booming in nursing. And if you're not aware, there's a shortage of nurses, and so our healthcare providers are very excited about us expanding opportunities for nursing education, and we're delighted to be a partner in that. Offering 2 new programs in more short-term credentials for career study programs, and that's in our cybersecurity. We keep hearing more and more about that, and opportunities there continue to rise, and so we feel like that we've got to get in that game. And also drone technology. Again, I don't fully understand all those things, but at any rate, that's supposedly the cutting edge, and we're trying to be there. Also, I want to share with you, we're starting our 2nd year of our soft skills program, where we call Learning Plus, and the notion is that we want to impact your ability to be successful once you leave us. And all the research says that soft skills make a difference. It's that difference between a good employee and a great employee. So it doesn't matter if you're going to welding or UVA law school after you leave us. If you do these well, you'll be ahead of the game. And we're focusing on 4 areas: professionalism, teamwork, communication, and problem solving. We just concluded our 1st year, and pleased to report that in all 4 areas, on average, we did a pre-test, and then we had experiences, and we raised 11.5% in terms of their overall score. And there's questions about, can you impact soft skills? Because is that one of those things, like Tanya Triplett, you just look at her, she's got it. Personality plus and all those kinds of things. However, we don't all have that naturally. And so can you teach those things? And we working off the premise of yes. We may not have Tanya's personality, but we can be better at those areas if we work at it. Everybody agrees, right? Personality plus. But at any rate, and so one of the things that our approach to that we're doing that is to embed experiences for students to be have those experiences in addition to lectures. And so part of that is that we're baking into the experience of experiential learning. You have to do stuff. And so we're excited about those possibilities going forward. Now, I'm trying to find the slide with a quote. There it is. By George Washington Carver. When you do common things in life in an uncommon way, you'll command the attention of the world. And so about 3 weeks ago, we got a call from Wall Street Journal, who heard about our work and wanted to learn more about what we were doing and how we were doing it. I'm sitting there in the office, and Wall Street Journal calls, and you think David Henry's punking me or something kind of thing. And the answer to that is no. It was a legitimate Wall Street Journal reporter, and they wanted to learn. They had heard about our work in soft skills, and so obviously we were happy to share our work and our approach. And they did not give us the date that it would be published. The reporter said, I don't have that date. I just turn my article over, and then they determine when it goes in. And so for those who get the Wall Street Journal, be alert. Check us out. At some point, we will be in a future article. Another thing that's happening at the college, let me take just a second and recognize Melinda Leland. Lady over here, stand up, give us a little whoop, Melinda. There you go. Everybody knows and loves Melinda. She had an opportunity, and she has retired from Virginia Highlands Community College, and we're excited about that and celebrate that for her and her family. However, she has already landed a new position and continued to work in similar kinds of activities with United Way. And so we're excited about that, and so we wish you the best. So there's a new opportunity then. And so Robert Phillips, who worked with Melinda for years, has now stepped up and has an opportunity to lead that division. And Robert, stand up and give us a little woo-woo there as well. And so I point that out because if you have customized learning and continuing ed needs, those kinds of things, you may run into Melinda and say, but she would pass you off to Robert. Or you can just call her directly Robert. And so at any rate, we want to make sure that you're aware of that and excited about the work that's going forward there. Let me take just a second to review the Fast Forward programs. And again, it's a relatively new program, and we want to make sure that you're aware of it because everybody probably is not. And so about 2 years ago, the Virginia Community College system started supporting non-credit programming that would lead to work or credentials, and we called our program Fast Forward. And so in these areas, it had to be in-demand or high-demand programming, and the state will pay for 2/3 of that education. They divide it in thirds. The student pays the first third. Once they complete the program, the state pays for the second, and then when they pass that credential, the state pays for that last third. And so 2/3 of it would be paid by the state. Pretty exciting opportunity. And again, it's short-term training. The notion is putting students back to work pretty quickly. And we've had some success there, and our largest program has been our truck driving program. And so in fact, the state has actually oversubscribed that, and so they kind of put a pause on that. And so there are other opportunities there for now, but I mean, you can still get truck driving, you just have to pay your full freight. Right, Robert? That opens back up in January? November. So, or you can wait to November and get to 2/3 paid. But at any rate, those are new credentials that we're excited to offer our community. Let me share with you another exciting thing that's happening at the college. We all know that colleges and universities do a great job of telling their story, and sophisticated advancement offices and our friends at Emory and Henry and other institutions have done great work in that area. Historically, community colleges really haven't done a great job with that. We are in our community and doing the work, but we really haven't kind of put the systems and processes in place to support those efforts. And so our foundation made a decision about 1.5 years ago that we would want to move forward with that work. And so for the last 1.5 years, we've been telling our story, and we've worked off the model of one of two things would happen. We'll tell our story and we'll make new friends, or we'll tell our story and we'll make new friends that would like to invest in us and our work. And we've had some success with that. And pleased to report that we've had some success with that. And you might have seen recently, about 6 weeks ago, we did a public launch in Chilhowie, here in Abington, and then in Bristol. And at that point, we identified a goal that we wanted to raise $4.5 million. That's a pretty big lift for us, and kind of a stretch goal. And pleased to report, and our notion was that we would close out end of December when we would stop our campaign. And so the question, in addition to, I'll share this with you, why now? There's an old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant one is today. And so we said, let's go ahead and put some trees in the ground and look to the future. I'll share this with you that since 2001, funding for higher education in Virginia has dropped by 44.7%. And if I were to ask you, where do we rank in the 50 states in terms of support for higher education, I would bet that most people wouldn't say we're number 44. That's a bit of a shocker, especially in light of the fact that we've got flagship institutions that are not just best in the state, but in the country and worldwide. When you look at UVA-Wise, Virginia Tech, and William & Mary, et cetera, I mean, we really support higher education. Last year in 17-18, our budget was supported 42% by state funding, and so we thought it made sense for us to try to figure out some of those things and try to impact initiatives that we want to advance the college forward. We identified 4 areas: an advanced technology and workforce development center. We have programs that are housed off campus, and we want to bring those to campus. Our diesel program is off campus, our dental program is off campus, and our welding program is off campus. And so this would allow us to consolidate those on our campus. Another thing is, like when we brought in those new programs in nursing, we don't get special funding that says, okay, here, you've got a new program, here's some money to support that. And so we've got to figure out how to move that forward in our budget, and we wanted to try to figure out some funding to support those initiatives. Another thing we wanted to do is to look to improve our library. It's a highly used space, but if you look in there, it's the original carpet, and the learning space just really doesn't match the experiences that the students get there. And the last one is scholarships, and let me talk a little bit about that. We are fortunate, and I need to recognize Sandy Ratliff and Ed Blevins as members of the Tobacco Commission. The Tobacco Commission has been a long supporter of scholarships in our, the tobacco region, and obviously we're in that footprint. And for about the last 14 or 15 years, we've averaged about $400,000 a year to support students in their scholarship efforts. You may be surprised to learn that 73% of our students receive some form of financial aid or scholarship or aid. I was a bit surprised at that. But at any rate, we have been fortunate to have support from the Tobacco Commission to help access and again, all those possibilities that come with education. The funding stream and models have shifted a bit with the Tobacco Commission, and the dollars have started to shrink. Again, nobody judges anybody about that. We just recognize that's what it is. The money ain't going to last forever. And so it's one of those things that we thought, and so 2 years ago we were getting about $450,000. This year we got $300,000. And so the question becomes, what do we do about that? And so we're trying to build some opportunities for some scholarships. And let me go ahead and share the quick commercial at this point. We have talked to some folks that expressed interest and willing to invest in that. And to endow a scholarship, we're looking for $5,000 for 5 years or $25,000, and then you can name it in your business, and then you have the ability to impact the criteria that you would want to establish. If you want to say it's a female or a male or the valedictorian from Holston High School or John Battle, you have the ability to shape that. And so, and you have the ability to be involved in selection as much as you want to be. And so it's an opportunity to kind of name some scholarships, again, trying to backfill some of those dollars that we've, now don't have from the Tobacco Commission. And so that's important to us to try to make sure that we're providing access for our students. The other thing I will share, without getting everybody all worked up, you may have heard conversations or comment about the AIM scholarship, and that some of the criteria may be shifting. The answer to that is yes. Again, to match the support, our AIM scholarships have really been supported through the Tobacco Commission grants. And so we had to revise our criteria and our funding streams to match the funding that we're getting from the Tobacco Commission. And so, again, we've kind of qualified it and said pending the availability of funds. And so before, we were able to meet the needs of any and essentially anybody that said, I want a scholarship. Well, we've had to revise that and say, based on availability of funding. We're still supporting and trying to make sure that we finish out to the students that. And so those are for the freshmen and sophomores. And we still have juniors and seniors that will commit to, because obviously they've committed to those programs, and so we're trying to make sure that we honor that commitment. But there'll be new models going forward, and it's just one of those things. That's the reality of where we are. So, any questions? That's all I've got. I will tell one quick story. We've had success with our campaign, and it's we celebrate that, and a quick story. The other day, we got a call from a farmer over in Saltville, and he called Laura at the office, and he said, I'd like to speak to the head hog there. And Laura said, excuse me? And he said, I'd like to speak to the head hog. And he said, I'm not sure what you're referring to. And he said, the head hog. And Laura said, she figured it out after the second time. He said, well, you mean the president of the college? And he said, yes. And he said, well, that's Dr. Couch, and said, is there anything I can help? He said, well, I'd like to make a gift to your campaign, but I want to speak to the head hog. And at that point, I just happened to walk in the office, and she said, hold on, Porky just walked in. And so if you need to call up and talk to Porky, you call us up, and especially if it's involved in money, we're going to take that call. All right, any questions? We got one in the back there. Our soft skills? we've soft skills, and we have termed it our term as Learning Plus, and we came up with that. But the notion was that you'll go through your criminal justice program, or your accounting program, or your nursing program, and you'll get those technical skills plus communication, teamwork, problem solving, those kinds of things. And so that was our term that we're using to describe soft skills. And in many cases, the research is pretty varied on that. And if I say soft skills, you understand what I'm talking about. But then if you started to define that, we can name 2 or 3. But then when you keep going down the list, you're like, okay, it starts to vary pretty quickly. In some places, they will call them essential employability skills or employability skills. And so if you look closely, it's essentially the same thing. And so we just used a term to describe it on our campus. Well, thank you for your support of our work, and is delighted to give you an update. And exciting things are happening at the college and in our community, and appreciate all you do to make our place in the world special. I frequently will say something like that when I'm out of town and someone says, "Where's Abingdon?" Is like, well, it's, small town America in Southwest Virginia. It's kind of a Norman Rockwell kind of town. If you go on Saturday mornings, you'll see people out there painting. You'll see Norman Rockwell doing paintings, and some people really think they're out there. And I said, metaphorically speaking, but it's that kind of town. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Couch. And I would just like to say I'm pretty certain probably in this room the community college has touched all of us in some way, shape, or form, whether it's ourselves when we were in high school and went there. I used to go there 3 days a week, and it was awesome. You could go concurrent. Now all the stuff's done at the schools. But either a child or a sibling or a sister or someone, that has gone to the community college. So thank you for your support in our area and always improving our programs. Thank you. Okay, hope you have your business cards ready. We're going to take just a couple of minutes. So get your business cards out and share with your friends. Swap. Thank you. Sure. Thank you. To 2. There's none on my list. It just says meet our new members. How many? So I was just wait till after they're done to do the infomercial and then the chamber spotlight. I don't know what's in there. I'll give you about 20 seconds to make your way back to your seat, please. If you could make your way back to your tables, that would be great. Okay, it is time for our door prizes, so I need my handy helpers up here. My Vanna White and Pat Sajak, Sally and Tony are going to come help. And a special thank you for the prizes this morning from Virginia Highlands Community College, Hayes Greenhouse, United Southeast Federal Credit Union, Farm Credit, Bristol Herald Courier, Southwest Virginia Higher Education Center. So thank you for those. I think we have 17 door prizes, so we're going to try to run through them pretty quick. And would someone from Highlands Union Bank like to come up and draw the cards? Any takers back there? Come on, she's coming. All right. Okay.
Brianna Vance, home nursing of Southwest Virginia. Am I supposed to say it? Okay.
Brianna Vance, home nursing. Congratulations. Okay. Thank you. Barbara Farmer, Pleasant View Methodist Church. Robert Ashley, financial consultant, over here at that table. Go ahead. Oh, Highlands Union Bank, Jeff Fritz. Yeah. Mark Ferris, Powell Valley Bank. I saw Mark. He must have already left. Okay. Let's see. B. Mosley, I guess. B. Mosley from UVA Wise. Oh, over there. There we go. Grace Lutheran. Oh, there we go, right in the back. Jane During, Director of Tourism. All right. Yeah. Dale Cook, CSE Agency. Yeah. Radford University, Teresa Burris. Oh, back here in the back. Emory and Henry College, Larry Foster. Larry? Oh, okay, draw another one. Kaylin Bills. Did I say that right? See over there? Yep, there we go. I don't want to admit that I really probably need my glasses. Something happened when I turned 45. That was a long time ago, and I should be wearing them up here. Jack Phelps, First Bank and Trust, or yep, First Trust, I'm sorry. Okay. Hayes Greenhouse, Jared Haynes. There we go. 1, 2, 3, at least 4 more, I think. Kathy Main. There we go. Millsap Farms, David. Back there in the back. Okay, I think we still have 2 more. We get the mums up here, right? Is that correct? The mums up here? Okay. All right. Mark Tipton, Edward Jones. There we go. Amanda Shell, Bristol Herod Collier. All right, right over there at that table. Thank you, and thank you to all of you for bringing those. Yay, that's always fun. It's always fun to get goodies. Again, a special thank you to Virginia Highlands Community College for sponsoring our September breakfast, and also a thank you to Southwest Virginia Higher Education Center for hosting our breakfast and briefings all year long. Christy Helms, she is going to talk about the new members.
Good morning. I have a few new members to introduce. The first one is going to be Blake Baker with Secure Trust Insurance Services. Blake, I'll let you tell everyone a little bit about you.
Elevator speech. Blake Baker, a lot of you may know me from Goat Cheese at the Farmers Market. That would be us. My wife and I have the Baker Homestead, and we've been a grade A goat dairy here in Abingdon for going on 10 years. Hugh Belcher, our owner at Secure Trust, has got 3 or 4 other insurance companies up in the coal fields, and he had been wanting to open one up in Abingdon, and we started talking, and next thing you know, we're in Reilly and Rich's old office right beside Anthony Flacaveno on Main Street. So happy to be here. We're going to specialize in life and health, but we'll do it all. Matter of fact, got a new business that does mold restoration that is heading towards Raleigh today. He came in the office last night at 5:30, said, I need insurance because I'm going to work tomorrow. We got it done. So we'll do anything you need. We're going to specialize in life and health and senior care. So come see us, and happy to be here and happy to be a part of the chamber. Thank you very much.
I have one new member. I'm not sure if he's here or not. Kevin Lyons, if you're here, raise your hand. I don't think you are, but I don't want to overlook anyone. So, next we have Mark Tipton with Edward Jones Financial Advisors.
Good morning. Again, my name is Mark Tipton. I'm with Edward Jones in Bristol. I've been there just over 2 years, and we just moved our office right beside the VA outpatient clinic in front of Cabela's on Lee Highway. If you come see us, I love to talk about finance. That's what I studied in school, but we talk about a lot more than that. Just a little bit about me and my background. I'm a Gate City native. I still live there, but I was gone 20 years. I retired from the Air Force in 2014 out of Denver, Colorado. And my wife's a cowgirl from Wyoming, but she will not have a horse. You won't hear of it today. 2 little girls, 13 and 11. They both go to school in Gate City. So why am I here in Bristol? Well, Edward Jones said we need people in Bristol. So they asked me to come here. And Paula Hopes is my branch office administrator. She and I worked together at ETSU and Veterans Affairs when I retired. So I was so impressed by her when I came to Edward Jones that she agreed to come with me. But I do want to put a plug in, if I may, for the Military Officers Association of America. We do have a Mountain Empire chapter, and any former, current, retired warrant officer or commissioned officer from any branch, Guard, Reserve, active duty, doesn't matter, can join this organization, and we really do need members. Most of what we do is out of Johnson City, because that's where most of our members are, but we do have some here in Bristol, Abingdon area. So if you know of anyone like that, please share my contact information, have them talk to me. We are the biggest advocate for military and veteran benefits on Capitol Hill. That's what we do. We lobby Congress to keep our benefits intact. But locally, we are doing what we call the Run for the Dogs, is our third one at ETSU on October 20th. So our chapter raises money through this 5K run to support getting a service dog for a veteran with PTSD, because the VA does not cover that. That's something that is a complete gap. We give our money to Puppies Behind Bars out of Chicago. They are one of the best at training and supporting these dogs. So again, October 20th, you can find us on active.com. Any runner knows, go to active.com. Third annual Run for the Dogs. And again, like I said, if you come see me, I talk a little bit about finance, but I'm going to talk a whole lot more about what's important to you. So thank you for the warm welcome. I appreciate it. Glad to be a member.
Thank you. Welcome to the Chamber. Thank you for your service. Lastly, I have David Devote. I knew I'd get it completely wrong, I'm sorry. Appalachian Business Communication.
She's not the first to do that. We've been in business since 1979. It's Appalachian Business Communications. We are veteran-owned, and we handle Toshiba and Lexmark copiers. We do IT work, managed services, security, and remote monitoring. And we're in the Gray, Tennessee area, and we appreciate you all letting us come and be a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's all of our new members.
Thank you, Christy. If you could just hold on to that microphone just for a second, I'm going to go ahead and draw the card for our infomercial, and you get to speak for about 60 seconds about your business here at the Chamber this morning. So let me pick one out. Robert Ashley.
Thank you. Is anyone selling lotto tickets this morning? Yeah. Good to see you. Bob Ashley with Robert Ashley and Associates. We're at the Falls Plaza on Russell Road, and this is second time in a row, so thank you. Yeah. Glad to be here. We're an employee benefit and investment agency. Have Wes Roberts, associate with us this morning, and we're proud to be a part of the Abingdon Area Chamber in Washington County. So thank you, and good to see you.
Thank you, Bob. And I'm going to draw a card for the Chamber's member spotlight. So if you'll just give your information to Nancy or Nita or Samantha, and they will put you on as the Chamber spotlight for the month. And that would be Christine Lawson from State Farm. And we're going to start something new with our new members that come to our Chamber breakfast. If we could please just have you stay around just for a second right after the meeting adjourns, and that way we can get a picture of our new members, so that way we can put you on our website, okay? Thank you for that. Please remember to sign in on the guest sheet that's on your table. There's also a list of calendar events there, and you can also add any upcoming events to the green sheet that's on your table. And I do have a little bit of a list of the upcoming Chamber events. The Veterans Expo, Todd Pillion, the legislators are coming here at the Higher Education Center. I think it's around 10 to 2 tomorrow for a special session. Anything else you wanted to add to that, Nita, for that? I think it's been up on the screen as a flight, going across through there so you could see that. And then there is a business after hours at the Higher Ed Center tonight from 4:30 to 7, and David Matlock will give us a brief update on that here in just a few minutes. The Lee Highway Farms ribbon cutting will be held tomorrow, September 21st at 11 a.m. The location is 15128 Lee Highway in Bristol, Virginia. It's located next to the Haunted Holler. The Salt of the Earth ribbon cutting will be held on Friday, September the 28th at 10 a.m., celebrating their new location, located at 321 West Main Street in Abingdon, Virginia. Occupational Enterprises ribbon cutting open house will be held on October the 9th. The ribbon cutting begins at 11 a.m. and open house to follow until 2. It's located at 450 Commerce Street, Suite 6. The Abingdon Emporium and Collectibles ribbon cutting will be held on October the 15th at 11 a.m., located at 333 West Main Street here in Abingdon. And then Barry Fireball, I think, wanted to give an update for Leadership Washington County. Thank you. Nancy Fireball, the Technology Committee seminar announcement. Thank you, Nancy. Sandy Ratliff with new knowledge in the Business Challenge update.
Good morning. A couple of things. Our new knowledge program continues to be very active. We had a great session yesterday thanks to the High Road Agency talking about social media for event marketing. On October the 3rd, actually Delegate Will Moorfield is going to do a session for us talking about the new tax exemption in Virginia for areas in distressed, economically challenged areas. So this is a great opportunity for if you're on a business, you're a developer, and you might want to make an investment. I would encourage you to come to that one. Also, we're excited that our 6th annual Washington County Business Challenge will be starting next month, or not next month, in January. We have over $32,000 in cash and awards to give out this year. As you know, this is a program that's over a 6-week period. You go to workshops, you develop a business plan, you pitch your business idea, you're graded on that, and then awards will be given out. I'm very proud of this program over the years because this program is funded locally, and we have both the communities, the county, and town of Abingdon invested in this, but we also have now entrepreneurs that are investing in. Thank you, Virginia Highlands, for being an investment in this program. So please get the word out. You can go to the Chamber's website and get more information and to apply. But this has sparked a lot of small businesses. You can just drive down the street in Abingdon, Damascus, and you can see business plan folks, business challengers over the last 6 or 5 years. We know it's successful, and let's keep this trend going. So help us promote this. Thank you.
Thank you. David Matlock with the Southwest Virginia Higher Education Center.
I'll just repeat, I'm just saying, representing the Chamber of Commerce, because the Chamber of Commerce is having a after-hours open house tonight here at the Southwest Virginia Higher Education Center, so we want to invite you back. You know, the Higher Education Center is a great place, doing great things because of great partners and great people. So tonight we'd like for you to come back and meet some of those great partners and great people. But tonight, right here, Chamber of Commerce, after hours open house.
Thank you, David. Abingdon Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Closing down Main Street in a rare opportunity to dance in the streets. Again, another reference to the 80s.
Starts at 4, ends at 9. Music by Rubik's Groove, and they're dressed as 80s icons. Enough said. We'll have a pop-up arcade, kids' activities, and we want to thank all of the sponsors and our Main Street businesses who are helping to make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Please call the Chamber office if you would like to donate door prizes for any of the upcoming Chamber breakfast. And our next October Chamber breakfast will be held on Thursday, October the 18th. It will be here, and it will be sponsored by Highlands Union Bank. On behalf of the Washington County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and Chamber staff, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and our meeting is adjourned this morning.